Welcome back to my channel. Today in this video I will be talking about the assessment day, or else the next stage after the video interview. First of all, let me say a few words about the sound video interview. This interview is considered as an open day event, so those who are successful at the video interview will be straight away called for an assessment day. In this case, the application status of shortlisted candidates who are successful at the video interview will move to Applicant Center. And later on, after receiving the mail to attend an event at your home country, the status will move to Invited for Recruitment event respectively. This is the mail that you will receive after getting shortlisted for the assessment day. In this email, you will be notified about the date, venue, and time of the recruitment event. Interview dress code is formal business attire. For female candidates, hair is to be worn up and should avoid touching the collar line. A French twist or a bun is appropriate. Makeup is to be worn. For male candidates, hair should be neatly presented and clean shaven. Your cell phone needs to be completely silent or switched off so that you can make sure it doesn't distract you or others, as well as distract you from getting the job. And one more important thing. Remember your applicant ID. You will have to write it in the exam paper. You won't be able to check your mail at this time, so make sure to write it down in a paper. Remember to print your invitation and present it along with your passport or ID card at the time of registration. And remember to take a safety pin with you. At the time of registration, you will be given a piece of paper, your registration number written on it. It is a sticker-like paper which is to be pasted on your attire. This doesn't paste well and it will keep falling. If you have a safety pin or an alternative, you can prevent it from falling off. As the recruitment event continues until evening, the candidates are suggested to carry along reading materials and refreshments, especially water bottles and snacks. I would also like to suggest to bring these along with you. Makeup, tissues, a comb, hairspray and hairpins, mouthwash, toothbrush, mint, hand cream, perfume and extra hosiery. Items required or the checklist as per the email. A passport photocopy, highest educational certificate photocopy, one passport size photo in color. The background should be blue and you should wear formal business attire. In the email, they won't ask you to bring a CV. As you have submitted a CV online at the beginning, you might think it's not necessary. This is quite tricky. Once the assessment day begins, the first thing they do is collecting the documentation, including the CV. So keep this in mind. Take a CV along with you. Whether they have mentioned or not, CV is a must. I have seen candidates getting panicked and going out to get printouts of their CVs. This brings you a bad impression by the recruitment team. And in this case, you will also get late for the event. There are about 100 to 150 candidates shortlisted for the assessment day. The day begins in this manner. You will be asked to form a queue where your name will be arranged in alphabetical order. You have to walk towards the recruitment team, submit your CV and the necessary documents and photographs, and then you get the chance to enter a conference hall to be seated. Once the registration process is completed, all the candidates will be seated in the conference hall and the recruitment team will introduce themselves. their names, their designations, and years of service at Qatar Airways. The recruitment team will be 3 to 4 people. So at this time, you have to memorize their names. Afterwards, when you are interviewed face to face, if you greet them with their names, they will be amazed, and this brings you a positive impression. And next, they will brief you about the agenda. First, they will start with a presentation. This briefs everything about Qatar Airways, the job role, their standards, rules and regulations, perks of the job, and all job related information. During the presentation, the recruiters may ask you questions. If you want to get the job, you should get highlighted among others. Raise your hand in case they ask questions and give them the appropriate answers. And also, keep this in mind that speaking too much and trying to get highlighted too much will give you a bad impression. And next, you will be given a written examination. Time duration is about 1 hour. This is very easy. You will get basic English grammar. There will be a comprehension, some MCQs and grammar questions, as well as to fill the appropriate answers in the blanks. This exam is held to test your basic English skills. Those who complete the exam early may leave the examination hall and return to the same hall on the time they ask you to be there. Do not get late. If you haven't had your breakfast, grab something quickly, only if you have enough time left, and make sure to check your teeth after meals. Brush your teeth or use a mouthwash. After returning back to the conference hall, they will announce some of the names to wait outside the hall and will ask the rest to be seated inside. Those who are seated inside have been successful at the exam, and those who have waited outside the hall have been eliminated in this round. And then there will be another round of elimination. It is the reach test. Female candidates are allowed to remove the coat to give more room to stretch their hands to pass the reach test. Check out my video 212 arm reach test where it explains the whole process. At this time, you will also have to declare any tattoos or scars which are visible or not visible in uniform to the recruitment team. All candidates are asked to wash away any scars concealed. If male candidates have applied any concealer or foundation on face, they are requested to wash it right away. And for female candidates, you will never be asked to remove makeup on your face. So, if there are any scars or moles on your face which can be concealed with makeup, do not declare them. And also, pay much attention to your nails. Make sure your nails are clean, especially inside the nails. And apply moisturizer cream before you go inside. They check your skin too, so stay moisturized. Sometimes they might randomly ask you a question or two. Be mindful of how you answer, how you talk, the gestures, posture when seated, walking and standing. After this round of elimination, the rest will be given some group activities. You will be split into groups to take part in group activities. Your communication skills, team working, decision making, timekeeping, presentation, and remaining calm under pressure are observed. You don't need to win. The result doesn't matter. In this way, the recruiters may examine you closely and will give you marks. If you successfully pass each of these rounds, you will be invited to take part in a final interview. Sometimes the final interview is held on the same day, on the assessment day, so it's better to be prepared beforehand. The final interview is held to ensure you know your skills and experience inside out. After this, you will receive information about what you need to do to progress your application. And at last, let me say that the whole recruitment process can typically take between 3 to 4 months, but on some occasions, this can be longer. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon to receive important notifications on new uploads.